Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic is going to be resisting what is. And you're probably thinking, what the heck's he talking about? So I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to chill here with Finney. He's got a big yawn going on. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. Breathe in the quiet. Exhale the noise. It's dark out, so the guy's not blowing leaves around. All right. Okay, so resisting what is. And what I mean by that is this feeling that we have that life shouldn't be this way. My life should not have ended up this way. How did I end up here? How did I get here? And we've got this huge amount of resistance to whatever's going on in the moment. And for most of us, chronic pain, chronic symptoms, chronic illness, a general feeling of unease and being unwell. And, we resist what is. And what is what is, right? It is what it is. I used to hate that statement. But staying super frustrated at what is and wishing the world would be something different can absolutely delay recovery, because we just kind of get stuck in that discontentment, the frustration, the fear. What if it never changes? Is this the rest of my life? And that just really gets the mental state all worked up, because all we're doing is thinking about everything that's wrong. But we're resisting the reality that we are where we are. And if you're fighting or experiencing, is a better word, if you're experiencing some chronic pain or chronic symptoms or symptom imperatives or things moving around and frustrating you and, not making much progress, I will tell you, it's easy to get frustrated. It's easy to get despondent. And without mentioning names, I just had a conversation with a coaching client who was really frustrated that, 18 months into this TMS journey, she sees stories that people are getting better, in a month or two, and she's been on this journey for 18 months, and what's wrong with her, and why isn't she doing better? She's really frustrated, and indifference is fine, but this lady had migraines, and, sometimes the migraines would last multiple days. First day, not too bad. Next day, a little worse. Next day, a little worse. Fourth day, she says, when it first starts, it's easy to be indifferent, but as it gets worse and worse, indifference is impossible. And she's very resistant to what is. The reality is, she's got about 5 days a month, which she has head pain, migraines, headaches. But what I had to point out to her was, not that long ago, she was having 28 days a month worth of head pain, and she's down to 5. And I just kind of pointed out, I'm like, you're so far along in the process. You're getting so close. I said, that would be like running a marathon and being really frustrated, like that you're not across the finish line. You're only at the 21-mile marker. She's gone from 28 days a month of pain to 5. I'm saying, please don't get hung up on those 5. Because the more you care about the 5, the more frustrated you get, the more you compare yourself to other people who've gotten better, the more you're delaying the recovery. And you're going to slow down your progress. That would be like the marathon runner getting pissed off at mile marker 21 and saying, this isn't working, I'm just going to stop. Or I'm going to get really frustrated and lose my momentum, and I'm going to not keep running. Right? While forgetting they've already crossed 21 miles and they've only got a few more miles to go, 5 more miles to go. So resistance to what is basically means that you're thinking the world should be different. My life should be different. And I get it. I'm not suggesting we be content with and accept and learn to live with it. That's not the message here. But deciding that I hate what is kind of an exercise in creating frustration. And acceptance doesn't mean acknowledging or accepting that this is going to be where you are forever. It just means I am where I am. And all the frustration in the world isn't going to change that today. So what can we do to actually keep on taking those steps towards the finish line of that marathon? This is not a sprint. It is a marathon. Some people run it faster than others, but that's okay. You keep on moving, you're going to cross that finish line eventually. So I think it's really important for you to recognize that the steps you've already taken are making progress. You're not a brand new person who's just heard about TMS. You're starting to gain some clarity as to what you need to do. You still have some fear, you're still frustration, all that kind of stuff, but you're moving in the right direction. You're on your journey, you're making progress. And that finish line is in sight. It's just not, it hasn't been crossed yet. So resistance to what is, I think, just really slows you down, because you can say, all right, I'm at mile marker 21. I'm doing okay. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep learning. If I make a wrong turn, I'm going to get back on the path and on the track for the course. And so, I don't know. I'm just going to encourage you over and over again to not get so frustrated with the lack of crossing the finish line. Are you a little bit less fearful today than you were yesterday? Are you a little more indifferent today than you were yesterday? Are you freaking out a little less than you were yesterday or last week? All of those things are progress, even if you still have symptoms. So try not to discount how far you've come. And again, I've talked to people who are like, I'm like 90% better, but man, that last 10% really pisses me off. What do I do to get rid of the 10%? The answer is, first of all, accept that you're 90% better. That's what is. That's the reality of where you are, which is freaking fantastic. And just recognize that the less you care about that last little bit, the faster it's going to happen. So, resisting what is, I think it just delays the inevitable that you're going to get better. So accept where you are. Remember where you were. Keep in mind all the progress you've made. Even if you haven't crossed the finish line, you still have symptoms and they still kick your ass sometimes. You're still making progress. So, see if you can lose a little bit of the resistance. Pat yourself on the back for how much progress you've made. How you've been, toughing it out and basically sticking on this journey, because it can be challenging. I get it. But you've made progress. You've been brave. You've made decisions that says, yep, this is what makes sense. Nothing else makes sense. So I'm going to stick with it. And I'll figure it out. And whether it takes you another 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, you'll get there. And losing the resistance to where you're currently at will help you get there faster, because you are where you are. If you're still experiencing pain, okay. Being pissed off about that isn't going to change it and make it go away. As a matter of fact, it may make it stick around longer, because that means you're focusing on it. So, love you guys and gals. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.